We are here today to answer some of your questions that we were not able to answer a while ago. We're going to try to get all of them because there's so many, and we love to give you all your answers that you really want. So we're going to start with Nadia. She asked, where did you guys go on your honeymoon? By the way, you guys are great. So first of all, thank you. Moses, you want to tell them where we went on our honeymoon?
Oh my gosh, you should have really asked me.
We went nowhere.
You should have asked me beforehand.
We didn't go anywhere, so.
We don't go on, well, we didn't really go on a honeymoon.
We didn't go on a honeymoon, but well, we did a few months later. We didn't want to right away because I don't know, you don't really know each other so well.
We felt just being together was already on a honeymoon.
A honeymoon, that's right.
But when Zipporah was expecting, we did realize, hey, this is gonna change everything. Let's get out of here. So when Zipporah was heavily expecting, never heavy, we went to Atlantic,
Falls.
Niagara.
Well,
Falls.
listen, we
Niagara
did
Falls,
go.
then we stopped off.
We went on a lot of vacations to Florida, but we never really left the country. So, do we have any nicknames for each other?
Thanks
This
for
is
asking,
asked
Nadia,
by
by the way.
Karen Hallman Langton. Karen Hallman Langton. I hope I said it right. Sorry.
Yeah, Zipporah calls me what? Like basic names, like probably a lot
Don't lie.
Well, like kind of like a lot of guys get called by their girlfriends or husband, wives, kind of like shut up, close the door.
So not true. I call him Moses, Mo, Moshi, Moishi. Those are all his nicknames.
Moishi.
What do you call me?
It's like the real Hebrew. What do I call you?
He calls me sweetheart, honey.
Zippity doo dah, zippity day, zippy. In front of the kids, it's Ima,
which means mom.
because we
in
don't
Hebrew.
we don't want the kids end up calling her by her first name, which of
True.
course they find very funny when they're like, Ima's name is Zippy.
So he calls me Zippy, Zipporah, whatever he's in the mood of, I guess. Why are our heads chopped off? Let's go like that. There we go. Okay, let's continue to the next question. Ismail WY. Does the Torah instruct you on parenting disobedient children? Good question.
Yes, actually, everything is in the Torah, and the rabbis have diffused and defined and
Filtered?
Not filtered, explain. Yes, the Torah places heavy education on discipline properly, educating the children. If not for the children, how will we continue? So it's expected that children will, sort of rebel and sort of challenge parents. And yes, the Torah does guide us. And it's always first is with love. It's always guided by
Never
love.
react out of anger. Always wait for the anger to subside and then punish your children. Go to timeout.
And every
to
child according to his level.
Okay, how does music, this is from Judy. Okay, I'm not gonna say names. Whoever asked, you know who you are, because I feel like I'm saying them wrong and I don't want anyone to get insulted. How does music play a role in our lives? Preferences? Do we go to concerts? Rules?
Music. You know what? Enough of the mansplaining.
So music, they say, goes straight to the soul. So for example, if there's a singer, they say that it's coming from his soul to the listener's soul. So
we write from our hearts, don't we?
Yes, definitely.
We write from the deepest levels. Music is really the key. Composers.
Mm-hmm. A lot of Orthodox Jews don't like to listen to non-Jewish music. We, just as our life.
I actually don't think that they don't like to listen. I think that instead there's a certain limited time in life. We all know that's the only thing you don't get back, but who are we going to choose to connect to? So they are very picky on who they are connecting to. Okay, that soul, that subconscious wrote that music. That soul, that subconscious was influenced by that music and wrote that and composed that. So who are we going to connect to? And it's just a matter of that. Through Torah, you are guided to make the proper choices, what is best for you. And not necessarily does your animal soul always have what's best for you. So sometimes you can really have a pull towards a certain beat or a certain music, but if you delve a little bit deeper and find out what are you really connected to. And by the way, there are some amazing composers out there and some great songs.
That doesn't sound like a great song though.
Sorry.
So when it comes to us, I love music. I listen to all different types of music artists. In our home and in our car, we like to only play Jewish music. As our kids get older, we let them choose what they want to listen to, but in our house and in our car, we do only, as I said. So, this is a big question. Are there any LGBTQ plus Jews that are Orthodox? So, I do know a couple of LGBTQ plus Jews. I don't know if they are Orthodox per se. So I guess there are. I don't know if they're Orthodox though.
Yiddishkeit, Judaism, and the Torah accepts and loves and understands everyone, and there are ways and paths for everyone.
Is it difficult to prepare? Oh, by the way, we love and accept LGBTQ. I know that's a big question. We love everyone. So, is it difficult to prepare for or observe Shabbat on vacation? Kind of. Yes.
For me, is the most difficult because I have to ask a Zipporah to handle everything.
So yes, it is. No, he helps. You help.
Actually, it's a pleasure, but yes, it's probably more difficult.
More difficult, yes, because you don't have your oven, your stove. Sometimes when we go to a hotel, the stoves and ovens aren't kosher, and it's like a whole hassle to kosher them if you're staying there for a short, temporary amount of time. So we usually buy everything prepared. Which means that we don't eat hot food on Sabbath. On Friday night, the food is hot because it's prepared on Friday night.
There have been times that we'll take a utensil or some type of
pot or pan and cook something.
Confection.
Sometimes there's no shul, so Moses prays wherever we're staying. But yeah, it is a little bit harder, but also enjoyable. It's nice to get out here and there. Where in New York, Florida, is Moses from? Where are you from?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for asking. Where are you from? In the message box.
Do Jews believe in birth control? This is actually a TikTok post that we answered, and the answer was, do you want to answer? I feel like I'm answering all the questions.
Womansplaining is apparently much more accepted.
Zip-splaining.
Zippity-doo. Birth control is a private matter. And should be talked to and discussed with a competent rabbi who knows all of the rules and the laws of the Torah. But generally,
yes, Jews do believe in birth
contraceptive.
Control.
There are ways.
Do single adult women cover their hair at a certain age? So, women, Jewish, Orthodox, Hasidic women start covering their hair when they are married. So if they get married at 17, that's when they start covering their hair. If they get married at 42, that's when they start covering their hair. How many children do we have, including Moses? 25. Without him, 4. Is Moses a chazan as well as a rabbi?
Well, I love to lead the congregation, and I've been told that I have some sort of a voice for the chazan to lead as a cantor.
Yes, he's a very amazing cantor.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
If food is kosher for the inside of the body, does shampoo have to be clean and natural since it's external? That's a great question. So anything that goes into your body, anything that touches the back of your throat, I know we did this as a post and it got like a lot of jokes. So food has to be kosher, but external products do not have to be kosher. So shampoo, soap, hair dye, makeup, facial cleaner.
There is an exception. To that. And that's when? Passover. Everything in one's home has to be kosher for Passover. There's a whole nother kosher that's specific for Passover. And we should talk about that as well.
We should.
All biblical.
Does the Jewish culture push you to have a certain amount of kids? Good question. We have the commandments of pru u'revu, which means multiply.
To be fruitful and multiply. It's straight in the Bible. It was Adam's first commandment by God as soon as he was created. So it doesn't tell us exactly how many, but definitely one of the main purposes of uniting the souls of the once separated halves, because we believe every bride and groom, every husband and wife is a part of one complete soul. But one of the main purposes of them uniting is to bring in more souls. So the idea is really to have children and not try to hinder that. It is a gift. Every child is a blessing and a gift. Life. Life. However, in certain circumstances, of course, you have to.
Are you able to swim wearing a yarmulke and keeping your hair covered?
I'm sure I can, but we don't have to. I'm sure I can swim with a yarmulke.
But he doesn't.
We can take off later.
I do swim with my hair covered though. I don't, the truth is, I don't really swim. I definitely don't swim in a wig. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
She could swim, but somebody needs to throw her in the pool.
Yeah, don't even.
You should really swim more.
No, I should. Maybe one day. I could wear, when I do go into a swimming pool, if I'm ever swimming with the kids and like I'll just go in and, you know, keep an eye on them. I will wear my headscarf, especially because I'm not going under. I could wear a bathing cap. Remember those things? Okay, next. Are there many kinds of tefillin, phylacteries, and how is it decided as to what prayers go inside?
Ooh, is this for me?
I guess.
Let's wrap it up, I guess. No pun intended. There are many different sizes of tefillin phylacteries and many different scribes, and some people even have a scribe of choice, because going into that area of that work, he's a great scribe. Oh, he's a good scribe. Oh, that guy. Oh, he's been writing tefillin for 30 years and Torahs. You better act now. But my son's only 3. Yeah, but if you want tefillin for his bar mitzvah, you better order them now because he's so backed up. Constipated. No, that is not what we're talking about. I just said back. I'm sorry. Mansplaining again. Moses and his ADHD. So, yes, there are different sizes of tefillin and there are different types of writing, but it's all the same words and all exactly the same wording and ink and parchment and the way it's written in the Bible. What was the other part of the question?
No.
Who created the types of prayer? Whoa, the prayers have been put together by many rabbis over the years, putting together special parts of Psalms, special praises, because God, also it has to do with when we had our holy temple, many of the prayers were sacrifices and special incense. But now that we don't have a holy temple, we have to supplement those by praying. Mm-hmm. So the rabbis had to put the equivalent of what a sacrifice would be into words and into prayers. And most Jews really just don't know how to do that. So they have rabbis that have put the prayers down perfectly and that encompass all universal requests from God, all praises of God, and all a beautiful order. And it has much emphasis in Kabbalah, in mysticism. So there's a proper way to pray. Now, we all have our own relationship and our own unique way of talking to God and having a relationship with God. But through these prayers, it's kind of like direct number to God. Of course, you can email or text and maybe send an email to a secretary, and maybe the secretary will put the note on the desk. But if you already have the direct email or the direct number, why not just use that number?
That's good.
I just came up with that now.
That's great.
Thanks, ADHD.
If the kid is disabled, do they handle bar mitzvah differently?
So the Torah also talks about special cases when God has given a human being a certain challenge, or that is a permanent challenge or a temporary challenge to overcome, and everything is looked upon a blessing, even though it doesn't look like a blessing now, unfortunately, easier said than done. The Torah also allocates rules for that situation. So, for example, somebody who is a deaf and mute might not be responsible for certain things that he's required to hear and listen or say. Mm-hmm. So a bar mitzvah can definitely be celebrated for somebody that is disabled, absolutely. And it really depends on the disability. It really depends. And again, a local competent rabbi that is well versed in that area should be consulted. But every boy and girl deserves a very great celebratory bar mitzvah.
Do you wear a head covering in the mikvah?
Well, what me? Is this me again?
No, you don't wear anything in the mikvah.
Hey
Go into
now.
the water. Hey now. Zipporah, what area did you grow up in the 90s? I don't know, I see 6. I grew up in Toronto, Canada, Thornhill, Ontario. Totally crazy question, looking for, okay.
Why don't you, well, let's answer that. Totally crazy question. Looking for a place, to rent. Okay, sorry. Thanks. We're just not realtors.
Sorry, we don't know.
But thanks for asking.
My husband's side of the family was Jewish. I want to expose my kids. Where do I start? That's a beautiful question. There's so many different websites that you can expose your kids to, so many different books that they could start reading. And as they show more interest, there's local rabbis that you can speak to. They run Hebrew schools, programs.
Aish.com, AISH.com. Great place to start. And again, Googling. It's amazing. It's just really amazing. I'm still every day, I think we all are flabbergasted at the power of Google.
Yes.
Kids are...
What if, sorry to cut you off. There's
That's
just
okay.
so many questions.
That's okay. My circumcision already happened.
Oh, okay. What if your child came out as gay? We cannot say this enough. We will love and support our children no matter what. Okay? That's the answer.
And yeah.
A word that exists in Hebrew that should totally exist in English.
Mapitom! Oh no, sababa.
A word that's in Hebrew.
Chavlaz?
That's in English. Hebrew.
Oh, a word that's in Hebrew that should exist in English?
Chavlaz.
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 I said chavlaz. No, it's
Chaval
chavlaz.
al azman.
Chaval al azman.
How do you explain that?
Chaval al kesef.
How do you explain that in English?
Chaval al kesef, mapitom.
Like, don't waste your time.
How do you explain that? I can't because it's
there's
in
so
Hebrew.
many different definitions to that term, to that word. Where do you buy your headscarves and how do they
anybody
not
gonna watch
slip
this
off? I
ever?
don't know. You guys watching? Is anyone watching? If not, whatever. We'll just post
This
it
is
in
live?
case people who want to watch. It's not live. It's going on YouTube. Where do you buy your headscarves and how do they not slip off? I buy my headscarves.
Well, put a link.
Oh, I don't have a link.
Oh, I thought we
I
had
buy
a link.
my headscarves at different boutique sales. Different people that are selling them randomly at their homes or outside.
If we were in Bayside and we saw something nice, we would pick it up and say, "Oh, this is cool," and she would get a couple.
Favorite
on my credit card.
Netflix and chill snack. Netflix, Outlander right now.
Right.
Chill snack. I don't know. We don't snack in. Oh, chill snack like.
You know what I love? I love
nuts?
biltong. You know I love
like
nuts,
dried
biltong,
meats. You like
dried
dried
meat.
meats.
It's got to be, of course, glatt kosher. Love that. That and a little bit of beer. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. A little bit of material.
Does God love non-Jews? God loves
Great question.
everybody.
God created everyone, and
Everybody.
God loves everybody
everybody.
and wants the best for everyone. Everyone has their own mission and job, and everyone is chosen for their own mission. Where am I looking exactly?
I think that way.
Okay.
How come you can wear form-fitting clothing if the idea is modesty? Okay, this is a good question.
Oh, that's a great
Form-fitting clothing. So
So basically, when I wear a sweater, I like it.
see your abs; they're like sticking out. Some Orthodox Jewish women don't wear fitted clothing, form-fitted clothing. This is preference. I do. I don't wear pants. I don't wear mini skirts. I don't wear sleeveless tops. I wear, things that are modest. Of course, I have to work on a couple of things, covering my elbows, my collarbone, my knees. These are things, nobody's perfect. And these are things that I am working on.
I beg to differ.
Well. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed our YouTube Q&A. Take notes, and we're gonna do another Q&A on Instagram one day, but for now, I hope we answered all your questions.
This is great. Till next time, thank you so much.
Ta-ta.